Welcome, everyone, to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this podcast is about the ups and downs of dating and how to navigate through it. Today, I'm going to be talking about some red flags that we might see in women. And this is a ebook that I got from Richard Cooper. I think it's called the Unplugged Alpha, and I'll put it on the show notes so you could download it. I've seen some of his videos, and some of the videos I like. He's definitely talks more about men getting healthy, working out, getting your money right, so you could, you know, um, succeed in life. So, anyways, I just want to get down to the red flags that he has in his ebook. Now, I pretty much he came up with 20 to 21. I think I just had maybe five or six, and I think I might have added a couple. So let's get to it. First one is daddy issues. If if a woman didn't have a friendly relationship with her father, or her father wasn't around when she was growing up, they had some issues against each other. Maybe he wasn't around as often, maybe he was working, or he was just not caring for her. Some women tend to definitely not have that type of father figure around, so they don't, in most cases, they don't respect a man or want a man that has, they're strong, they're, masculine, um, the alpha man. They don't take kindly to those type of guys because they're not used to that, since they don't have a father around. So that one, when I heard about that, when I read about that, I was like, wow, because I knew a few women that either their father died very young, or they left, and then they had their mother to raise them, and that's a tough situation to be in. So, for a red flag is if you see, if you just notice a woman with daddy issues. Another one is feminists. And this is a tough one because, they usually have issues with men. They don't like men. One of the things they always say, they could do fine without men. They don't need any type of man to help them or anything. Another one, when you see, a few of the things that I've noticed, like you see women with, I remember I saw this where never date a woman that doesn't have her natural color hair. And so you might see blue, you might see pink, you might see red, sometimes purple. Some of them might have several tattoos on their neck, some on their face. They have a lot of piercings around their nose, their lips, their ears. I mean, it's crazy. So when you see that, the feminists, whoa, stay away and definitely keep your distance. So we got someone with daddy issues and someone that's a feminist. Another red flag that I noticed is a woman that either keeps her, one or two men around from her past, or talks about one or two men happens to be her exes. So, and there's this video that I saw recently on Instagram and on YouTube where more than half of married women have a backup man. They say backup plan, but it's a backup man, and I'll add the video to it. It's about 3 minutes long, but I'll definitely edit it to maybe a minute or two. So when I saw that and I read about it, I was shocked. I thought they moved on, but with social media, women have tons of backup plans. They have tons of DMs that they get now. If they see a sign in us that's a red flag, pretty much in 9 out of 10 cases, they're out of there. So we have to be, at a certain level of keeping up our goals, our ambitions, our body weight in terms of working out and making more money if we love this girl. But if she doesn't love us back, and in most cases, they might just be around just for the financial aspect of the relationship. In most cases, they have a backup man. Then people, the quote is a backup plan. I call it a backup man. And again, I'll add the video so you can see it. It's pretty eye-opening. And these are married women. So imagine a single woman. If more than half have a backup man, what do you think of the single women's going to have? Maybe 75?
I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily
Wait a
married.
sec.
They're married.
Happily married women are
Happily
doing
married.
this?
Have a backup plan. And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a specific person
A
they've
specific
identified.
person that they've identified, and in most cases it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to have such a type of behavior.
Right, so I know you're here to say, though,
Yes.
watch out, because this is
Absolutely.
anything but good.
It is, I agree.
Another one is extreme jealousy, and I've ran into that where I dated a woman a long time ago. I was in my 40s, now I'm in my 60s, and I worked in a hospital, and she says, I don't like that you work in a hospital because all those girls are cute. Doesn't mean that any of them were interested in me. And plus I'm one of those guys that I like to date age appropriate women. That's just me. I always been that way. And a lot of those women at the time, I was in my 40s, and some of these women were in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, maybe 30s. But no, I had no desire to date someone that young. And in most cases, women, they want to be with someone that other women find attractive, find interesting. But obviously, they don't want their man sleeping with those women. So watch out for that one. Extreme jealousy, always commenting like, oh, you're around women, you work with so many women. I mean, guys do that too, but again, this is more of red flags that we have to see in women. So that's extreme jealousy. Another one, party girls, man. Jeez. And especially for you young guys, these women, they want to party. They like the attention. They like dressing sexy. I think that's just something that you definitely got to watch out for. And most of these women do have boyfriends, but they don't care. They just want to go out. They have the title of being with someone, but in most cases, that's a tough one. When you're dating a girl that likes to go out with her friends, and some of them, some or most might be single friends. I knew this woman when I was in my 40s. She was in her 40s, and she was still partying. And I was interested until she started mentioning that she knew the bartender at this club, the bouncer at another club, the promoter at a third club. Once I started seeing, how she was and how she still rolled at 40, still wanted to go out. Now, don't get me wrong, I was going out too in my 40s. That's how I met her, through mutual friends. But when she started mentioning some of these people that she knows, unfortunately, it did turn me off. You might say, oh, he's insecure, whatever you call it, I really don't care. I felt differently. I didn't feel comfortable that still in her 40s, she was still partying. Now, when I went out with a group of people. I didn't go out by myself. I didn't go out with another guy or anything like that. I went out with a bunch of people, which included a few guys and mostly girls. But it was a group thing. But like I said, with this woman, and I was interested. I was. But again, when she started mentioning, oh, yeah, I've been to that club. I've been to this club. And I saw that as a huge red flag, and I just backed off. Another red flag, which to me, I try to avoid, is a woman that's like has an arm sleeve full of tattoos, also on her neck and her legs. I don't like a woman that's kills her body with tattoos and all that. If you have one or two and they're small, maybe on your back or on your upper arm that nobody sees, but you're a man, I'm okay with that. But when you're heavily tattooed and you have to cover up, or if you go out in the summer and you have a sleeve full of tattoos and also in your legs, I'm not a fan of that. I don't have any tattoos. I prefer my woman not to have any, but if she does, as long as they're small and you can't see them, I'm cool with that. But that's definitely a red flag when you see a woman that's heavily tattooed and has tons of piercings. Another red flag, and this one, I had to, write down some notes because it was a tough one. It was a woman who's not affectionate. And this is not in Richard Cooper's book, the Unplugged Alpha ebook, but this is something that to me is a deal breaker. A woman who's not affectionate. That's a major red flag for me. I'm a very affectionate man, and if a woman is not like that, and she's your girlfriend, to me, move on. And I had a girl like that in my late 50s. She was just not affectionate, and maybe she just didn't like me. Maybe she, I did simp for her, so that probably turned her off. And it was no type of romantic fling or anything because I I'm affectionate and she wasn't. And that's a major red flag for me. I move on if she's not affectionate, just showing you something, touching you, hugging you. I mean, I've been with a few women that were affectionate, that I didn't have to make a move. And this one lady that I went out with was not like that. It was tough to take because I'm very affectionate. I like to hold hands. I like to cuddle if I'm in a bed with her or we're watching TV. So that's a major red flag for me. And the last red flag that I want to talk about is disrespecting you. The way she talks to you, how she treats you, how she treats others, especially if you going out and you see her being, if you don't see her being humble or courteous with a staff at a restaurant, as an example, move on quick. Because this is not something like I'm courteous to everybody. I talk to anybody that's a CEO all the way down to someone that's in housekeeping. Doesn't matter to me. I consider them friends or acquaintances or someone that I chat with. Doesn't matter. I've been like that where I worked at hospitals where I met the VPs and CEOs of a company, and I work with people that are housekeeping, and we'll go to lunch. So it doesn't matter to me. But if you see a woman that's disrespecting, I mean, not only us talking to us in a certain way, but also to the staff, where you see her, just not being humble or courteous, definitely move on. Anyway, guys, that's it for my red flags. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if I missed anything or if you want to add anything to the red flags. Anyway, my name is Will Morales. This is People on Dating. Please go to our YouTube channel. It's Will Morales, P.O.D, as in People on Dating. Please subscribe, leave a review, share it, like it, do all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, until next time, I'm going to be talking about a man's looks and how women treat someone that's good looking versus someone that's average looking at best, like me. Anyway, again, on behalf of People on Dating, I'm Will Morales. Until next time, thanks everybody. Have a great day and please stay safe. Bye.